Hey guys, it's MiaMor, and this video is a recap of my first 24 hours setting foot in Korea. This happened August 2012, so I'm retracking my steps, I am thinking, and I am remembering, but I have a pretty good grasp of what happened, so here we go. I left out of Charlotte, so I had to fly from Charlotte to Los Angeles, and then Los Angeles to Korea. I think it was a non-stop flight. Usually if you fly from the West Coast, you might stop in Japan and then get to Korea, or if you're lucky, you get a non-stop. So basically, I'm on the flight. The food was okay. I'm a vegetarian. Make sure if you have dietary needs that you request on the flight before you get here. So I fly over. I'm so anxious. I was late to the airport. My bags were overweight. Now, mind you, keep this in mind. Please pack light. If you have someone back in the States or wherever you're coming from who can mail you things on an ongoing basis or as needed basis, please take that option. I came over here with 2 large luggages, a carry-on, and probably like a backpack. I had way too much stuff. I had absolutely too much stuff. Luckily, the guy could tell I was stressed, I was late, and I didn't have any money to pay him for this extra weight. I just didn't. So luckily he let me pass. And so I finally get on the plane, I cool down. I'm still nervous. I don't know exactly what's going on, what I've signed up for. So finally I arrived in Korea. Now on the plane they will give you your custom paperwork. Be sure to pack a pen with you and keep your passport in a place that you can access it quickly, because it's better to fill out that paperwork while you're on the plane as opposed to having to get off, stop, fill out the paperwork, then get in a long line that was created while you were writing. So just make sure that you have writing utensil, a pen, blue or black ink, and your passport close by. Okay, so we arrived and I pretty much followed the crowd. Now, all of the signs, majority, like 99% of the signs, there will be English translations. But I was tired. I was like, where do I go? And I don't really like to follow crowds too much. But for the sake of it being a brand new place, I kind of paid attention to where most people were going, because depending on where you arrive, you may end up on the other side of the airport and have to take the little in-airport tram, which you have to walk somewhere, wait for the tram, get on the tram, get off the tram, and you'll go up like 3 or 4 escalators and then finally make it to where you'll walk down to the customs. So finally get to customs. That was probably the fastest immigration line I've ever been in. Like, there's multiple lines. Make sure that you get in the one for foreigners. It's broken up for people with Korean passports, people with foreign passports. So make sure you do not stand in a Korean passport line for no reason and have to get in another one. Make sure you have your visa. I mean, that should be you know, automatic. But so I go through the line. I look on the screen after I go through all of that to see where my luggage is. I get downstairs. My luggage is already there. Korea is the fastest airport for luggage. So I get my luggage and I go out. You walk around, you give the man your paper, and you continue walking. There's 2 currency exchange places on either side. I go to whichever one doesn't have a line and has somebody there. It's 2 different banks, and now I think I go to the one on the left. But either way, you can transfer some money, and I would immediately. I would not transfer all of my money. I would probably transfer however much currency of your native place into 100,000 won. So I would feel comfortable initially getting 100,000 won. Walked outside. Now here's where it will differ for you. Okay, I'm gonna say my experience, I came with Epic. My experience and my arrival is totally different from what yours will be if you are at a Hagwon. So the rest of this, if you're headed to a Hagwon, I'm sorry, this will not apply to you. So I walk out, and the directions were to walk all the way to the end of the airport. Now mind you, this airport is not small. So I'm walking, all this stuff on this cart. I'm tired. I'm way too overdressed. It is hot, okay? It's so many things going on right now. I'm fatigued. I'm seeing other foreigners. I don't know where to go. People are looking lost. That's just what it is, okay? I arrived late. I got there about 9 or 10 at night. So you finally get to the end. You see all the other teachers. You check in with people who have on the Epic shirts. You give them your name, and then if you're lucky, the bus is there. You've arrived at the same time as your bus being there. If not, you're gonna have to wait. Now, I went through Corvia Recruiter. So my recruiter, Riley, was actually there to meet me, which was very comforting. She gave me my bag full of stuff. I immediately got a phone. So I got a phone on site. So I went and hooked up my phone to charge. I had my bag of stuff, which included like a pen and a bookmark and all my documents on a CD. So it was really great. So that aspect was really great. I sat there for maybe about 20-30 minutes for the next bus to come. Mind you, by now I'm like beat. I'm worn out. So we finally get on the bus. We load our stuff on the bus and we take off. Now my orientation was in Daejeon, so that meant another 2.5 hours on the bus getting to Daejeon after we had already been on a plane. I had been on a plane for like 11 hours. So you're on the bus. Of course you're knocked out because it started to rain. Everybody's beat. Everybody's worn out. I wasn't even hungry at this point. I didn't know what was going on. Okay. You get to the place. You get your luggage off. You store your luggage. In the lobby, you sign in. You get your roommate. And that's that. So in the morning you wake up. You have orientation. You go to your first class, you get in your groups, X, Y, and Z. That's all for Epic. So the first 24 hours were extremely tiring. Once I got to Korea and got to the location and I knew I was in the right place, all my anxiety kind of wore off. So if you're feeling a little anxious or not wondering how it's gonna be, how am I gonna maneuver the airport, it is fairly simple. I would not have any worries about that. Now for Hagwon, this is my guess. You get off the plane, you go through all the same logistical stuff, you walk outside where the lobby is, and you meet the owner of the Hagwon or representative coming to pick you up. Now, if your Hagwon is in a different location and you are to meet them in the actual city, then I would presume that you walk outside on the ground floor of the airport and make it to one of the bus stations where you can purchase tickets and purchase a ticket for the bus going to your city. A lot of the people there probably speak a little bit of English just because of so many foreigners come in and out of there. And there might be somebody in line who if you know absolutely no Korean and the accent is unrecognizable, somebody will probably be able to help you. And if not, just write it down on a piece of paper and give it to them. But otherwise, in my first 24 hours, went by extremely fast. I was extremely tired, extremely nervous at first, but like I said, once I got everything together, all that went away. I don't really remember it as being such a memorable experience. It was more so just a part of the process. So I can't say, oh, it was so great. I can't say that. But it wasn't bad either. It was just a lot of traveling, a lot of tired moments, a lot of yawning, and really wanting to take a shower. So to share my first 24-hour recap with you guys, because a few people have asked me about that, like, how is it traveling the airport? How is it once you get there? What happens? You know, so I just wanted to address that really quick. I haven't really seen a video like that on YouTube. So if you liked it, please like, please tell a friend, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.